All right. So just for the sake of recording, so we were looking at understanding growth. I'm just going to go back. Growth, understanding growth hacking, the growth hacking process, the growth hacking techniques, and creative launch approach beyond the growth hacking. All right. So growth hacking is a mindset and its set of techniques focused on rapid experimentation across marketing channels and product development to identify the most effective way to grow a business. All right. It's all about finding clever, often unconventional ways to acquire and retain users, often with limited resources. So the goal for growth hacking is to acquire and retain users. All right. The term was coined by Sean Ellis in 2010, but the principle behind it has been around much longer. What set growth hacking apart from traditional marketing is focused on rapid iteration, data-driven decision making, and willingness to try unconventional tactics. All right. So the goal is iteration. You try something, get feedback, improve on it. Try something, get feedback, improve on it. Data-driven, still fall on that. You're getting feedback, getting data from your customers, and you're making decisions on it. And the willingness to try unconventional method, creative method, things that are beyond the norm, just so that you see how it can affect or impact your responses of your customer or engage your customer or even create a level of awareness and and or have your customers resonate with your brand in a unique or unusual manner. All right. So those are unconventional tactics that you might want to consider. All right, growth hacking mindset. Adopting a growth hacking mindset means embracing several key principles. Like I mentioned, data driven, every decision, no matter how small, should be backed up by data. So you're not just being intuitive about it. You are getting data, raw data, working with data, and you're making a decision being based on informed. You're having an informed decision based on data. Right? Growth hackers are obsessed with metrics. All right, and are always looking for ways to measure and improve. Last class we talked about that we look at several KPIs that um, you need to track as a PM. All right, important KPIs. All right, so as someone that has the growth hacking mindset, your goal, your focus must be on observing the data, these metrics, and making informed decisions based on it. Look at rapid experimentation instead of spending months planning for perfect campaign. Growth hackers prefer to launch multiple small experiments quickly and learn from the result, then iterate. That's all what it takes. All right. Cross-functional thinking, growth hacking blurs the line between product development, marketing, and engineering. The best growth hackers can think across the disciplines. All right. For someone that is a PM that has the growth hacking mindset, right, knows how to think on terms of when you are trying everything in the marketing, all right, and you're not seeing results, you're able to look beyond marketing to even observe that maybe what we need to do might be something from the development end or some the engineering end that would help to facilitate or improve or even foster the effort you're putting in the marketing. Do you understand? So a lot of companies might have some really amazing product, but they've not really been able to. The PM doesn't have, is not so inclined to marketing approach to help, you market and bring awareness concerning that product. So you might just be a PM that knows how to, knows how to carry on with manage development and things like that, lead development effort and all of that, but doesn't have any understanding as regard marketing or sales. But as a PM, you should cut across every aspect through your product life cycle. All right. Okay. Thank you for reminding me that. All right. So we're looking at next thing is creativity. Next thing is creativity. All right. One second. One second, guys. Okay. All right. Please check the attendance is open on that. You can mark your attendance. All right. So next is creativity and innovation. With limited resources, Growth Academy needs to think outside the box to find unique solution to growth challenge. So the read mindset is like you're thinking about what is really growth. Growth is that we have more users using our product, and the users that we have, we are retaining them. So what are the things that we need to get to bring users? How do we need to? What are things we need to explore? What are the creative things we need to do that people are drawn to? What aspects? So these are things that you start thinking about as a growth a PM that has a growth hacking mindset. All right. So next then is focus on scalability. Why quick wins are great. The ultimate goal is to find scalable and repeatable strategy for long-term growth. This already speaks by itself. The goal is to have something that you can scale, something that when you try it, you can create a system on and you can scale. It's a strategy that can be repeated over time for a long while. That it's a point that it becomes part of your SOP. All right, and everyone, whether the one person leaves or joins, they can they can they can replicate that process or that technique, and still get the same result that you've been getting. All right, that's important. All right, so we're looking at things that some easy growth hacking marketing tips. We see working with influencers, leveraging adjacent markets, leveraging referral marketing, make brand new partnership, create pre-launch email list. We have make innovative product design. Wow. We look at arrow for press opportunities. You can do a correct app store optimization, send gift to your customers and show off, launch on product hunt or similar platform, create an aggressive content marketing strategy. And we see leverage Quora by answering relevant questions, host and attend communities, events, and conferences, build community around your brand on social media. There are even more. There's several more approaches, and we're going to look at some of them in detail. All right. So why growth hacking matters in product management. All right. So as a PM, right, you might be wondering why you should care about growth hacking, right? Integrating growth hacking principle into PM idea can lead to some powerful outcome. And what are the outcomes, right? First one is user-centric product development. Growth hacking forces you to think deeply about user acquisition and retention from the beginning of your product development. So now you are factoring when developing your product, you are factoring how your product will be with or its own be able to attract users and retain users. So there's something we call product-led strategy, right? Whereby you're building you are building your product in a way whereby it's 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 the product that attracts, that has the capacity to bring people by itself. Do you understand? So it means you factor several things into your product that can help you bring more people and also help you retain the users that you have. All right. Next thing is the outcome you see that you achieve with growth hacking principles. You achieve faster iteration cycle. So by adopting growth hacking, you will learn to move faster, test more frequently, and make data-driven decisions about your product. So you move faster, you test more frequently, and you make decision about your product. The next outcome you see is improved product market fit. All right, the constant experimentation and feedback, will help you refine your product and achieve a better product market fit. I already explained what product market fit is, right? Is when there is enough demand for your product in the market. Right, when there's an increased demand for your product in the market, that's when you hit a product market fit. All right. Um, resource optimization, where resources is limited, growth hacking technique can help you achieve more with less. So you don't find yourself spending so much on ad spend, on marketing. There are a lot of there's some founders that have hacked growth in a way whereby that they are not even spending anything on ads. And some of them is just their face. It's even the founder face that is and the kind of content or engagement that he has on social media that is helping them to get the kind of growth they're having for their product and for their services. All right. That you see the kind of engagement they're having on social media, and this person is not even running ads. It's not even running ads. You get they really hacked social media to the point where it's serving them and helping them grow their product. All right, grow their customers as well. All right, so resource optimal. Okay, already talked about create competitive advantage. All right, growth um, strategy also would help you stand out and not getting lost in the noise. All right, you have a competitive edge, across the market because of the unique way at which you are acquiring your customers or you're engaging your customers. All right, so as we dive deeper into specific group act technique and creative launch approach, keep in mind this principle, this outcome. All right, I want you guys to put that in mind. First one we talked about is the um, is the user-centric product development. We looked at the faster iteration. We looked at improved product market fit, resource optimization, and competitive advantage or edge. Right. All right. So, what are the first thing you need to do to get into this growth hacking initiative? First thing is to set the clear goals. All right. It is impossible to know if your effort is successful if you know without being specific or having a set of targets. Right, so you have to be smart in your approach, and all of us know what the SMART framework is, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. I'm not going to go into details because I believe everybody knows the SMART goal setting approach. All right. So, for example, now instead of a vague goal or like increase your user sign up, a SMART goal might be increase daily active user by 25% within the next 3 months. So you see how specific it is. So you mean that your goal is that within the first 3 months, we want to have a daily active users by 25%, 25% daily active users, all right, in the next um 3 months. Rather than just plain just say, oh, we want to increase our users. But there's no specific, you're not being specific. You don't know the amount number you don't there's no time attached to it. You cannot measure progress that way. All right. Next is to identify your target audience, and this one we've said it countless times. And there's no point in product management where you won't get to a point where you are constantly um, knowing who your customer is, reinstating who your customer is, designing and fleshing out your personas to know that you are actually targeting the right customers, the right users, all right? So go beyond basic demography to understand your users' goals, challenge, and behaviors. Conduct user interview. Nothing beats talking directly to your users and understanding their needs and motivation. Utilize user data, so look at how your current users interact with your product to identify patterns and opportunities. Then you do your quantitative analysis as well, understand who your competitors are targeting and how they are positioning themselves. This will help you a lot. Okay. So next thing we're looking at is generating and prioritizing your ideas. We already talked about this on a more in one of our classes. Coming out with ideas after you've identified what the problem is. All right. So you are now coming up with ideas for solution. All right. They were creative. This is where creativity comes to play, and there are several techniques to generate ideas. We talked about the brainstorming session, studying successful good hack is another beautiful way. So you look at companies that have hacked growth, you start studying how they did it, how these people go about this, getting these numbers, having this massive share in the market. Very important. Next is then leveraging your unique asset, considering what unique advantage your product or your company has that you could leverage for growth. So there has to be something, a unique value proposition that your company has, that your product has, that you can expound on that and use it, leverage it for growth. All right. So once you have a list of ideas, it's crucial you prioritize them. Then we talked about, remember we talked about the prioritization technique, the eyes, rise, and several techniques that we spoke about for prioritizing um, ideas. All right. So next is rapid experimentation and testing. All right. So now the core of growth hacking is rapid experimentation. Like that is the main thing. All right. The key here is to move quickly and learn fast. Move quickly, learn fast. All right. So you start small, begin with low risk, quick to implement experiments. Low risk and quick to implement experiments. Set clear success criteria. So before you start, know exactly what success looks like for each of these experiments. Know what outcome you're looking to achieve. Very important. So if you're going to deploy a particular strategy or particular technique, what does the outcome look like? What do we intend to achieve from using this? If you know that, it will help you to set to know what to expect and set clear success is. All right, implement tracking. Make sure you can measure the result of your experiment accurately. Run the experiment, launch them, and let it run for a predetermined set of time. Document everything. All right, keep detailed record of what you did and results you observed. And remember, the goal isn't just to find what works; it's also to quickly identify what doesn't work, so you can move away to the next idea. So, one thing, even as a founder or a PM, you notice that not every idea, not even approach we work with people or with different market. Different market might take different approach. All right. You might find that you might even have to tailor your product for a certain market. Like you've launched several markets, but to get into this market, you have to make some serious changes to your product just because of the nature of the people, their psychology, their culture, and what makes them even think or even engage or even want to, you know, use your product based on your engagement and your interaction with them and the feedback you gotten from them. So you know how to modify your product that resonate and suits well tailored to these people's need. Did you get that? So in a sense, it means that at some point you now start thinking of how your product can be well customizable. So in a way, whereby you get to a point, people can literally just customize your product based on their specific needs. Users can do that, or you have a set of admin or your tech team who can quickly do that customization on the back end and before releasing it to the user, to that set of users. All right. So you know quickly identify what doesn't work so you can move to what the next idea. Try that one out. If it works, stay with it, see how you can scale it. If it doesn't, move to another one straight up. There's no hard feeling. There's no, oh, I tried this, it didn't work. No, nobody has time for that. Yeah, the main goal for your main goal is to get results as a PM. Analyze the results and iterating. Analyze results and iterating. All right. So once your experiment is complete, it's time to analyze the results. Look beyond surface level metrics to understand the true impact of your product, of your experiment. I mean, some questions to consider would be: did we achieve our success criteria? What unexpected results did we see? How did this impact our key metrics? What did we learn from our users? So you should be able to answer all of these questions, these major big questions. All right. So based on your analysis, you either want to double down on the success. Double down means you want to continue on it, scale it, optimize it. All right. Or you want to pivot away from the unsuccessful ones. All right. So, and in most cases, you find yourself pivoting. You might find yourself pivoting. I know there's one company that called Our Pass. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Our Pass. It's because the founder was my um, was my distant colleague in not really colleague, was a year ahead of me in uni then. All right. So eventually what they launched with was meant to be a one click um you know payments like that, something like that. But eventually they they pivoted into something. I know there's one other um there's one other company again. Is it Mumba, yeah, Mumba or something. I can't remember the initial name. I know that, like, I know about of 3 or 4 startups that started with something and eventually pivoted to something else because they were not just able to add growth. They felt that they were just plateau for a long while, and everything they've tried wasn't working. And again, I think there were some other things, legal things that were also constrained and things like that. And they saw another opportunity somewhere. They feel like they could solve that, and they pivoted. And what they pivoted, it was literally what do you understand? So that's something that you might find yourself experiencing as a PM, all right, or as a PM that for a early startup, or for major startup that already achieved product market fit. You might not find that you might be pivoting from feature but not product. So if you're a PM that you're already in a company that has a product that have achieved product market fit and they just want to scale and things like that. Your pivoting might literally be in terms of maybe some core features that you think are important, and pivoting to another thing um based on the criterias of or the conditions or kind of users or market that you are looking to launch the new features or things like that. So the key is to view each experiment successful or not. So is this experiment successful or not as a learning opportunity? So there's no, like I said, no affiliates. Everything's a learning opportunity, even though it might it might cost a bit because you've put a lot of resources into it, but most founders or CEOs understand that it's a win some and lose some at some point in some cases. So no one would be on your neck because you tried something and it didn't really pan out as expected. The real pain will be not trying anything. When you're a PM, you should be quick to take initiative from all these growth hacking strategies such that you're able to achieve your goal for that product. And for every product, software product, every product wants growth. They want to increase users, they want to attain users. So if you're trying things in that area, running an experiment and it didn't work, there's no one will bug you because everyone is trying to hack and see what pretty much works. All right, the process of setting goals, understanding your audience, generating ideas, and experimenting result, analyzing results uh, forms a continuous circle. So it's like a circle, right? And your work as a PM is to be able to, embed this process into your team workflow, and you set a level of consistency to set a level of consistency and data driven growth over time. All right, so you are it becomes a standard process whereby you're setting new goals at every stage, every phase. You are trying to understand your customer even better. You are generating ideas and experimenting and then analyzing your results. So this is something becomes a continuous loop across a continuous circle across the team, and everyone is just going in that manner. And as you are doing that, you're analyzing what sucks, what is working, and whatever is working, you scale on it sharp, sharp. Invest resources in this that thing and scale. In the next section, we will explore some specific growth hacking techniques that you can use within this process. But remember, the techniques themselves are just tools. It's the systematic, iterative approach to growth that truly defines growth hacking. So yeah, and again, a lot of people get lost in the techniques and not in the mindset, in the approach, in the thought process of growth hacking. So the real thing is the fact that growth hacking is systematic, is iterative approach to growth. That's what defines growth hacking, not the technique, not the tools that you're using. All right. So first one we'll be looking at is viral loops. Viral loops. So what is viral loops? What's viral loops? Um, these are all about creating self-perpetuating circle of user acquisition. The idea is to build sharing and invitation mechanism directly into your product experience. All right. So in a sense, so how does this work? Let me just use what I have on this. So a user tries your product. Look at it. This is the flow. The user tries your product. They have a great experience. Second, Thirdly, they are prompted to invite friends. So in your product, there's a feature there. There's a feature that allows them to invite their friends and share their experience. New users join through this invitation, and the circle repeats itself. So people can send. So you have it in your product that people can able to share the product to their friends to use. So if you as a product as a PM build a solution and you're not growth hacking, you won't think of this um this approach of inviting, sharing and inviting more customers inviting their friends. But if you are a PM that has that growth hacking mindset, this would be one of the things that you know that you have to implement into your solution. So next thing is content marketing on steroids. Content marketing on steroids. Content marketing isn't new, but growth hackers take it to another level. Instead of just creating blog posts and hoping for the best, consider these advanced techniques strategy. All right, so we have one thing that we call the skyscraper technique. It's a content marketing approach, skyscraper technique. So what you do is find popular content in your niche. I've come across this thing many times on Instagram. All right, where you when you find this is you find popular content in your niche, create something even better, then reach out to everyone who linked to the original content. Do you understand? So in a way, you there's a particular post for Instagram. I think this is for something related to you. You look for people that are doing the same thing as you're doing, right? Look for the ones that have more followers, that their content has more followers, more engagement. You see what they do, just replicate it, make it better, but tailor it to your own brand or to your own product. All right. If they use a particular particular sound, use that same sound and all of that, okay, and you know, and run your product, run your ads, okay, and you can even in a way even reach out to the people in the comments, reach out to people in the comments, find them, reach out to them, and and um and you know, pop you know publicize your own product as well, you know, do that. So content upgrade is what we call it, content upgrade. Offer additional or highly relevant content in exchange for an email address. So people do this a lot. If you notice, right, you see people now. You see a lot of people, a lot of products, a lot of you know influencers or not influencers. A lot of people that have products or this thing. They'll see them um creating what's it called? What was that thing that they used to create now? Um some not just content. I'm trying to remember what the thing is. You know, a particular set
Okay.
of yeah. Help me out here. Did you say something?
You mean skits?
No, no, not even skit self. You know, maybe some learning technique or something like that that you have to download. You know, so they just take you through how to create. For example, they say how to create something, how to get this thing done, how to get that done. All right, just give you they'll really put you through on how to get some things that you really want to do, and they then make that thing free for you on their website. You know something you see some comment and say, oh, I created a a template for something that will help you do this. Type templates in the chat, and you get for you to I'll be, and to send to you. And there's a way Instagram has even automated it in a way whereby you know um when if what you are the content you are creating is relevant, has something that people really can make use of, all right, you will then see that you see a lot of people asking for that thing. And before you send it to them, all you request for them is that for them to drop their email address. So in exchange for that content, instead of for that PDF or something like that, all right. So when they then give you uh you get their email address, you already have them as in your contact list that you can then constantly, run um promotional you know run promotions to or run publicity to or in regarding any new product or any new features that you have. all right, to even sell to in a sense. All right, for example, now if you have a blog post about productivity tips, offer a downloadable checklist as a content upgrade. All right, so this is something that people do a lot. All right, if you see, so in a sense, it's all about just being like a thought leader in that industry that your product is about, and you then yeah, and you're sharing tips, you're sharing templates, you're sharing things that people can use, people need to know. All right. And when they download it, that thing, the main goal is so that it seems that it's, and that thing would have so much value in it, so much relevant value in it. All right. Acts, techniques, tools, and things like that approach. And when they request it, all right, then you get their email address and you can then sell your main product to them. There's what we then call the interactive content. This is where people who are um, content creators or social media managers know how to go about this, where you just create quiz, calculators, tools that provide value to your audience while capturing leads. All right. So why people are engaging in that content, in that quiz, in if you see some people, you see them post a video and that they will say things like, maybe a video of something else, and they will say, "Oh, so this is how this person is." So, what do you think? Is this right? Is this? And what do you guys think? They see people start commenting, people start engaging and things like that, And after that, you then end with how your own product, you know, how your product can, you know, can help with that or something like that, or whether that might not even just it might just help you increase your following on social media, which then helps you to then promote your, which will increase more people that you can promote your product to, in a sense. All right. So you see some most cases, right? That you notice that there's some founders, all right, that, and I'm using the word founders because as a PM, yeah, you are the CEO of the product, all right. So you see some founders, right, because that have more following, more engagement, even more than the product that they are known for. All right. For example, now if you see Tony Lumelu now, you see he has more followers than even UBA or Transcorp, or some you see, some on many there are many of them that they really have more fun, and it is intentional because they are using their influence, their impact, their face to really also draw people to their brand, to engage, about their brand and things like that. So this is also approach where, and they have content, really relevant content that people can engage with. All right, and in a way sense, it still direct them back to what the core thing that founder or that person is known for, which is a particular product, a particular service. All right. So user generated content. So you're looking at encourage your users to create content for you. This not only reduces your workload but also increases engagement and social proof. I've seen some. There's this even outside products. I know there's some musicians then that they will go on the street, right, and just find people and create content with, ask them about something, and they feel like they are creating the song from scratch, but that song has already been created in the studio, but they just feel like that person they met was the first time they're meeting the person, just so that people feel like, oh, this thing is a raw content and things like that, and it would help you, and the person, the user said, might even then feel like it's also part of that content. All right, and the person is also engaging, giving their feedback or doing something that would help you your grow engagement on your what's called on your social media and all of that. So yeah, so and also you see other product where the product is just so good that user will just literally just decide on their own to create content and tag you know the brand. And there are some people that they will reach out, the sales team will reach out to them and tell them to create a video of them unboxing the product or them using the product. And that's what they start posting on their status and on their social media as well, just to have a sense of social proof that, oh, people really love our product, people are using our product and this and that. All right. Or even you see founders, if you notice that some for B2B, when you scroll down to some of the B2B websites, you see other companies that are servicing their product, the founders of those this thing would also drop a review. All right, we drop a review. They'll see those reviews. You can notice for most company that has from most some product that are serving other big clients like MTN, you know, Virgin Atlantic, all those a lot of all those big. You see the MD or the managing director dropping a review about how useful that product is. And when you're a new customer and you see such set of people dropping comments, dropping reviews about this thing, you know that product you have is good, such caliber of people to use it. So it's a way of having social proof as well and also increasing your acquiring helping you to acquire more customers. Right? Can that person move? All right. So technique three is influencer marketing. So influencer partnership. All right. So we know how I think everyone really knows that influencer partnership has a way of also helping influence your brand, where you influencer market can have a powerful growth arc. There are a lot of brands, a lot of companies, a lot of products that partner with influencers who align with their brand. So and have engagement of audience that matches their target demographic. All right. So it's not just one of the mistakes some companies do is that they don't look for influencers that have audience that are related to their own target audience. So probably they don't have a marketing team that have done their assignment to know this the people that are following this guy, are they really our customer? Do they fall under our customer segment? So for example, now you're a fitness hub. You're a fitness hub. Nothing concern you with having a fitness app. Nothing are concerned with having Mr. Funny as your Sabinus as an influencer for your product, because Sabinus is not fit. Do you guys get it? If anything, you might want to consider people like um this what's his name, Saga. I don't know what they call it now. Deolu Saga or something. This guy that was in the um Big Brother this thing. You want to consider Toby as well. All right. All these guys that are fit, you know that they work out a lot. All right. You want to consider um Kunle Remo as well, because him to work out a lot. So people that have good influence, and you know that sometimes they post their workouts. You want to consider Kitenshaw as well. She's also a fitness enthusiast and she does that. So these are people that you want to partner with if your product is tailored to fitness. Do you understand that now? All right. So first thing is start with micro influencers. Usually, if you don't really have money like that, start with micro influencer in your niche. Then often have more engaging audience, and these people often have engaging audience and more affordable. Some of the things is that there are some people that you know, of course, based on what you're trying to achieve, right? If you're trying to achieve engagement, there are some influencers that they have following, but they don't have engagement. So probably they probably have just I don't know how they do something. I don't know how some of them have their thing, but you really see comments, you really see this thing, but you just be seeing followers, followers, followers. And there was a time that thing was rampant on Twitter where people would say follow for follow, follow for follow. And people are just building followers, and but they're not creative, they're not creators, they're not influencing. There's nothing about their lifestyle that resonates with some people that really want to start following their content. So they just post anyhow, anything, and people before over time they will lose those followers because they are not constantly engaging the their audience. So you partner with such people, you're at your risk. All right, you won't get what you need. So offer value beyond just monetary compensation. So this is if you want to work with influencers, right? So you might also want to you can provide them with access to new features and exclusive content. So aside even giving money, there are also things you can offer to the influencers that would help them partner with you, or maybe a percentage the by the by the number of sales that come through a particular ad that they run, things like that too. So make it easy for influencers to share your products, provide them with assets, key messages, and tracking links. All right. So if you're working with influencers, make sure the influencer really understand what your customer, your product is about. So that when they're even creating any content, they're really creating something that really resonates and still strike the vision that still communicates the key message of your product. All right. And you give them anything they need for them to be able to, for your, like for them to be able to put your product out there, for customers to be able to engage your product. Next thing is to measure the impact of each influencer partnership and double down on what works. So you probably, like I said, you probably must have started several micro influencers. The ones that are not giving you results, don't waste time, cut them off. Focus on the ones that are creating content that people are actually engaging. Then you then want to start, um, you know, um, start having them create more content if it's giving you the result that you need. In fact, you can even take their content and even promote it. All right, promote it. All right, promote it. Spend hands so that more people, especially if it's a very engaging content and people are resonating with you well. Spend money, run hard on it, let it go wide. All right, you'll be shocked with the kind of acquisition with the way people will engage it. All right. So the first one is what we call the product on launch strategy. All right. So there's this platform called Product Hunt, right? People say it's a good mind for tech products. So people go there a lot to just get to see new product that are coming out, right? All right. So build anticipation, tease. So what product launch does is it helps you build anticipation, especially if you're yet to release your products, all right? Tease your launch on social media and relevant social communities. You choose your launch date carefully. Tuesday and Wednesday often perform best. Well, I don't know about this. All right, maybe Tuesday because Monday everyone is already just all about work and everyone's on the edge. But by Tuesday, Wednesday, everyone is, everywhere is already, people are losing steam a bit. And Friday, maybe people are already winding down for the weekend and things like that. And so prepare your assets, have compiled tagline, clear messaging, and engaging visuals ready, engage with your community, respond to their comment quickly, thoughtful. So it means that you want to have as a product PM, you see yourself working closely with even with the content with the social media manager. Ensure that she or she understands their work and is doing what's needed. Leverage your network and ask friends and colleagues to upvote and comment. Be authentic. So you might want to reach out to your network. Especially if you have a new stuff out, nobody will know that they're your friend. But because one thing is this, right? A lot of people won't engage. This never happened to you. Like you are checking a the page of a particular this thing. You first start with the ones that has more views because you have in mind there's something at the back of your mind that make you think that the one that has more views is more funnier or is just more engaging or has more better content because why it has more following or has more comments. And it might just be the guy just really just sourcing those things out and in the first instance. But you need to do it to a particular threshold, source it manually to a particular threshold before it automatically start working for itself. Are you guys getting me what I'm saying, right? So for social media, for other this thing, you might have to do it manually. Find people in your network, let them just work. Make me drop a comment here, drop a comment here. It is when it gets to a particular number that number will now start automatically, psychologically start drawing more people. Because why? If you now have more numbers, and people are drawn to what is popular naturally. So when you start having more popularity, you break that threshold of popularity. When you break it, you just start getting more popular. Why? Because people like resonating with what is popular, whether good or bad. Do you understand? Have you heard about this? Oh, see this thing. People are talking about this, and that's so whether whether it makes sense or not. And that's how people are naturally. All right. So you might need to do a lot of groundwork to get to that point where your content or whatever your marketing, your content, whatever starts moving for itself. Offer special deals, all right? Give product on users an exclusive offer to encourage signups. All right. So this is also important as well. So you guys can go on that on the platform and see what it's all about. All right. You can try to just enter it on Google now and check it out. So gamification. All right, gamification for engagements. All right. So what's gamification? So gamification is a powerful tool for increasing user engagement and retention. All right. Elements you are some elements you can incorporate progress bar, show users how close they are to completing their profile or achieving the goal. So when they are doing something, just ensure that you are putting progress bar. People are knowing that they are getting closer to something. Points and levels. All right. Um, I know. Even Snapchat has levels. I think. Yeah. In fact, by the time you start sending snap with someone, they start giving you strict. You start getting strict for sending snaps to people every day. All right. Even this Bible app, U version too. If you open it every day, you start getting strict. You know that you've been consistent for 20, 200 days, and you've been consistent. I think that. So in a way, that those kind of things help people know that they are making progress in whatever your especially if your product is a productivity tool, all right, or even a social engaging tool. All right. I remember back then, to go. I don't know how many of you used to go down then. To go used to have levels. We have a I don't know, expert, there is legend, there's some like that, and all of this is based on how much of engagement and how much of in this thing you do on that app. So people like to feel like they are, they have, you know, so same thing falls for badge and achievements, all right? The same thing what I'm talking about. All right. Recognize users for reaching milestone and exhibiting desired behavior. So for example, now Duolingo has something like that as well. All right. So it's really important as even LinkedIn itself, all right, has something like that. Okay, so just so to show that you've hit a certain milestone, of this, and as well as even YouTube, when you cross a particular number of users, they will send the plug to you. You will get it. They will send it to you, no matter where you're on this world. They will send it to you. Imagine getting a plug from YouTube, and they will send it to you. That itself, it's a motivation for you. You will keep going. That's why you see that a lot of people are very invested in increasing their their followers on YouTube, because that is a big motivation for most people, right? Aside the money you pay, you get paid as well for having um, you know views on your this thing you get. So these are things that psychologically affects helps people to continually engage with your product if you have all these things set into your product. All right, leaderboard. If you notice, even the app where your the stuff we what your the app you guys use for um CareerEx has leaderboard as well. All right, everybody wants some. A lot of people are very engaged. They want to keep that top position. All right, in the leaderboard, and you see them always coming for, even if nothing shy, because of that, but some of them will always find themselves coming for marking attendance, doing their assignments and things like that, because they are competitive in nature, and they want to ensure that they are recognized for that, for their impact or for their input. Right. So for people in that nature, have something like this that help them be consistent with your solution. So we have challenges and quests. So users specific tasks to complete for rewards. All right. So it's technique 6 is what we then call the referral program. I know a lot of people are aware of this. Most people have even done it. I remember when Piggy, is it Piggy Vest or CareerEx? One of them shall like that, So you it's one of the most cost effective ways to acquire a new customer, right? So these are tips for referral programs. Make it mutually beneficial. So let both the referrer and the referee get a reward. Keep it simple. Referral process should be easy to understand and execute. Don't make it complicated. All right. You see some people doing referral on what's it called, on social media, and you're giving them many things. Do this, do this, do this. Yeah, I don't think you're ready to get the customer, get your this thing right. You're making it difficult for um for your users or your customers. So choose the right incentive. This is very important as well. Ensure it's a valuable thing to your users. Promote it prominently. So don't just bury your referral program into settings menu. So another mistake most people, they just leave it like that. Referral menu. You should always be coming up. I make it a pop up that shows up, frequently for people to refer their friends and get the rewards. All right. So put a timer to it, or get some. So if you can't even build it yourself with your product, there are several other there are people, there are other products that are referral program product. That's a product. Integrate with it, pay a token, and see how that will grow your product. All right. So track and optimize continually, monitor your referral program performance, and make necessary adjustments. All right. There's the other one, which is the freemium model. All right. So freemium model offer a free basic version of your product. We already talked about that when we are looking at um, our pricing strategy, right? So with and so this actually would be a good way to actually drive user acquisition and upsell, right? So what you do is offer value in the free version. Ensure is value that people need, all right? Yeah, you should be able to solve real problem with the free version. Like people can use it to solve real problem. Then create a clear upgrade path. Make it obvious what user gain by upgrading. All right. So maybe they might be using it, but to then use it more, or to increase the usage, or to increase the number of people they can use it for, or something like that, because they are using it, it's useful for them. That's why they're using the free version. Then they have to upgrade. All right. So if it's really that useful for them and they know that they can't do without it, they will pay for it. They will surely pay for it. All right. I can't count how many apps that I'm subscribed to. All right, that I subscribe to their premium now. That every end of the month I'm hearing debit. But I don't get paid for it, because I know I need those. I need the upgrade version of those products, and they make my life easy. All right. So yes. So, or rather, the female can be that it doesn't contain ads, right, and things like that. Some people are really just don't just like apps that have ads. So maybe because of that, they would want to upgrade. All right. So things like that. So use in-app prompts, gently nudge users toward premium features with when relevant. All right. Limit key features strategically, limit certain high value features to encourage upgrade. So the real high value features to be left in the premium version. All right. So provide excellent onboarding, help users to get value quickly, and increase the likelihood of them wanting to upgrade. Like to the point whereby you give them serious good level of value in the first period that they sign up, and then be able to do a lot. Right? Then you just certain restrain it because just put a limited number, but give them so much value. I know some app that does that, right? They'll let you be able to do a lot, but by the time you are doing everything, that you just notice that you can only do that thing for 10 times. After 10 times, both you can't do it again. They'll tell you to upgrade. All right, and you need this thing constantly, and because you know that you are using it, you would upgrade. Do you understand? So that's another approach you can go about it. All right. So social proof and FOMO. All right. So you can leverage social proof and fear of missing out. All right. So this is a powerful motivator for user acquisition and engagement. All right. So user counters. So user counters. So you can display number of users and customers you have. So this is very good, man. A lot of apps do that. You just see them put we have increasing number of users. You put testimonials as well and reviews, right? You put limited time offers, especially if it's a particular listing you want it. You put limited time offer. That's for the fear of missing out. All right, make it scarce. Exclusive feature and content, offer access to special features or content for early adopters and premium users. All right. Okay, so you can give some exclusive features, but show that this feature is really accessible for premium users. activities notification show users what others are doing on their platform in real time. All right. So yeah, you see some app that will tell you that, oh, this person just got paid. Especially if it's an app that 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 pays you to do something. They'll just show you this person just got paid. This other person just got paid. When you're looking at it, like people are getting paid on this app, but let me go and use it too. Of course, you have things you do on that app that's beneficial to the user owner of the app. But the fact that you are seeing people being paid, right? You want to engage and all of that. So that's other things you can implement into your product. So the ninth one is API integration and partnership. So integrating with other popular tools platform can be a great way to expand your reach and provide added value to users. Consider this strategy, develop an API, allow other developers to build on top that your product, expanding functionality. So you make your product open source, maybe some areas of the product open source such that developers can build. Like for example, now product that have been able to add this, oh God, and if someone build a whole lot of different areas, different tools, different additional tools to support the initial product. Figma, Shopify, God. The fact that Figma was open source, you could see how much of added, features or integrations or other integrated um, tools that this thing have, just because it was open source. All right, compared to Adobe or other counterparts. All right, so you'll be shocked when you make your product open source, where other developers can create an added value on your product and even make money through that thing. All right, because there are some tools, additional tools you want to use with Figma or with Shopify. Like I'm thinking of another product like that has such level of integrations and added tools that they develop, not by the product, by the um, by the system, but by using the API that was made available for that. Even Facebook, Twitter, social media. I know there's some TikTok. Yes, TikTok. There's some apps that you want to use for TikTok. Use with TikTok to do some things. It's not TikTok that built it. It's another developing company that built it. All right, and they are making money just because you want to use that added feature, which that's with that product. Do you guys get it? So if you then if you develop an API, all right, where developers can expound on your product, more functionality, more reach. A lot of they be sometimes say it might even be that what is bringing more users might not even be your core, might not even be your core product. Might even be the multitude of other core functionalities that you've made that other developer have built because of your API. Do you understand? I remember that there were some time when there's some things that were trending. You see on YouTube where you can know some things about yourself or something or why there's something I can't remember back then. I think it's 2020. There's a lot of things that were trending back then when we were in lockdown that you be paying money for just so that you can see it or so you can engage with that thing. But it was so they would, in fact, for those things they will ask you that you should allow access to your social media and things like that so that they can get data from your through the API by but you allowing it, allow them to get data for that app to be able to do what it needs to do with your data and give you what you are looking to what you're looking to get. All right, so that's an example, guys. um so you integrate popular tools, make your product work seamlessly with tools your target audience already use. All right. So for example, now you see how easy you can integrate with you can move from from Facebook to WhatsApp, from WhatsApp to Instagram. It's just that flow of things. Or it's very or some work tools like how you can I think was it is it ClickUp now, right? Yeah, I think ClickUp or some of these project management tools whereby it makes it easy for you to send data to other apps like Trello. You can move your data from Notion to Excel, from Excel to this. I just used several use if I use automation, use Zapier with Zoho. I remember that time when I was working with an e-commerce listing, there were some products that it could literally move data from one product to another, and just because it was the seamless integration with those tools, and that product already make that process available for us, in that product. All right, so create widgets and embeds allow users to easily showcase your products on their website and blog. So this is called widget and embeds. All right, so there should be a way whereby users can easily showcase your products on their websites. Just makes it easy, you know, that they can showcase your product on their website. Okay, so this is something that you can do. So form strategic partnership, collaborate with complementary products to cross promote and create joint offerings. This is very, very important. This is how most companies hack. In fact, there are some companies that you will never have known that product if not because of the partnership they have with another product. You get it. So when you're not looking for bigger, well-known product, right? You meet with the with the team, see how you can have a win-win offering and how your own product will benefit them and things like that. Or even if there's no benefit, even if it's just that for every users that use your product via their own product, there's a exchange, there's a percentage that goes to them. Bro, you for that at least you know that you are getting when you calculate that amount in terms of how much you will spend in ads or other things, when you measure the metrics, the data, you realize that it's even profiting for you to just give a certain percentage, even if it's just 0.5% of the or 1% of the transaction, goes to this particular product, and things like that. So these are the things that are very, very important for you as a for you to get to know as a product manager. So there's a growth through personalization. Personalization can significantly improve your user engagement. So here's ways that to do that. We have the personalized onboarding. So for example, you have tailored onboarding experiment based on user characteristics and preferences. So if people, for example, now someone logs into your product, right? And they are seeing they when they log in, then you're asking the question, what best fits your business or best fits your this thing. A person saying, oh, I'm a creative, I'm a I'm a professional, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. So from there you can then know how to best onboard them to give them a well tailored experience, onboarding experience. So you're not having to start saying no, I'm not this, no, I'm not this, I don't want this, because it doesn't align with their this thing. So when you know a particular so they don't have to pass through all of the onboarding process. I see some product that does this a lot, where where you already ask me which category I fall on, right? And I tell you, and I'm still seeing a lot of 4 or 5 steps of some questions or some things that doesn't align with the this thing that I asked, that I after constantly have to skip. But if it was that they've put this into consideration and they know that someone that chooses this doesn't need all of this step before they get into the product. If before you I get into the product, I'm already tired of all of the burden that they are giving me, and I'm like stressed out already. Do you get? So this is something you need to have at the back of your mind as a PM as well. Or when you are creating a personalized onboarding for your users. All right, so dynamic content, all right, show different content or features based on user behaviors and demographics, all right. So your content has to be dynamic, has to make sure it's meet. If your product is moving from, if you're expanding to different countries, ensure that the content, the people you are there, everything, language, everything tailors to the demography and the people that you are building for, all right. You get your product is going from US to UK. I know that US English and from UK English. The way they talk, even though it's English, is different. So it means that you need to be able to. I know several websites that I will visit. As I'm visiting it, they'll tell me that they'll say that, oh, you are visiting from Africa or from this thing. Do you still want to stay on the African website, or you want to go to the US website, or you want to? They'll literally make it easy. So that when I go to the one that is preferred to me, and I can see content that is tailored to my to me as a user. So this is something you need to put at the back of your mind, especially if you are now moving across several countries and several markets. All right, so it's very, very important that you're able to utilize this, because if you cannot, if you just have one particular website or one particular this thing, you'll be losing out on other customers that just, or that they just make them stay, is if your content was tailored to them. You get. So that's very important. Personalized recommendation. Use the algorithm to suggest relevant content and product to your users as well. All right. So behavioral email, send targeted email based on user action and inaction within your product. So whether if someone has not done anything, you should have not engaged with your product for the past 2 months, have a message that you should send to them that help them, get back into your product. If it's something that someone got done, you know, send a message that shows that, oh, you just finished doing this thing. Do you still want to do this? We have other things you can do this. So they can know that there's more to what they need to do than even the other one that they've done. Actually, there's a lot that they can do, make you done with your product. All right. So you should constantly have a email that is being sent based on action, based on several action points that the users undergo. All right. It helps you create that retention. All right. Helps you help them keep engaging and keep using your product. Custom dashboard allow users to customize their view of product to suit their needs. I think Shopify does that as well. So whereby you go to you can create your dashboard yourself. So it's not everything you be seeing on dashboard. So you can go to create dashboard and add the analytics that you want to see and put it on your dashboard. All right. Rather than having a lot of ones and some other ones you don't need those data. You're not important to you or important to the outcome you want to achieve using that product. So the key to effective personalization is data. Make sure you are collecting and analyzing the right data to inform your personalization efforts. Remember, successful integration and partnering should create win-win situation for all parties involved. All right, so for this, it has to be win-win. Everyone needs to know that they are winning, you know. So yeah, so that's all for the examples of growth. There's more, like I said. If you see that picture I shared, there's more to growth hacking techniques. All right, and I'm thinking maybe that might be what I would ask you guys for assignments, but for your assignment, because I know I didn't give you guys an assignment last week, so I'll come up with something very, very engaging. Most likely something you can use. You can get done with ChatGPT, because all of the assignment I've been seeing this couple of days is giving. It's not even giving. It is AI. All right, so yeah, you guys are, as much as you feel like you're doing more, but you are denying yourself the ability to have a critical thinking and do these things and see how you can get this thing done with your own mind. All right, so the goal is not just to just submit assignments. You really want to know how to do these things. That's why these assignments are shared to you guys. So don't just type it into Google and just copy it and just paste and not really even understand how to go about this thing yourself. I'm not sure even some of you, if I ask you, some of you, your answers for some of the assignments, you probably don't know it because no, you didn't really spend the time to really come up with the responses, with the answers yourself. All right, but that's on the other side. That's by the way. All right. So creative launch approach beyond growth hacking. All right. I hope you guys can still hear me, please. I want to be talking for ages and I realize no one is hearing me. Can you guys still hear me? Please, I need your feedback.
We can hear
Okay.
you, sir.
Good. My piece is about to die. But anyhow. All right. So creative launch approach beyond. Um. All right. So we have the stewed launch. Stewed launch involves releasing your product um quietly with little to no marketing effort. All right, little to no marketing effort. This might seem counterintuitive, but it can be effective. So test the waters, guide initiative users' reactions without pressure of a big launch. So iterate quickly, make improvement based on early user feedback before wider release. All right. So what you do is you're building exclusivity. So create a sense of being in the know among your early users to Stewart is just you are releasing in a very low key manner, but you are using it with some set of people, all right, that are your users that know about this thing. Maybe really people that are really engaging. All right. So you release your product without announcing it. Invite small group of testers or beta to early adopters, gather feedback and iterate rapidly. Gradually increase your user base through word of mouth. There are people that do that. They don't even release, they don't run ads, they don't do anything. They just do stilt mode like that, and it launch and stuff, and they start growing, right? The goal of stilt launch is not to is to refine your product before wider release. So, well, the reason why you're not allowed in it is that if you have lesser people encounter issues with your product, you can manage it quickly because not everybody knows about the issue. So you can quickly manage the issue, correct it, and keep moving. All right. But when more people, when it's hundreds of people or billions of people that know it are expressing that same issue, it's a whole lot of it. It will really affect your retention. All right. So this exclusive beta launch creates a sense of scarcity. All right. So what you do is for exclusive beta, you create a wait list, allow interested users to sign up for the beta access. So set clear criteria, decide how you will select beta users. First come, first served, specific user characteristics or whatever the case is. You provide special perks, offer beta users exclusive offers or benefits. This is very, very needful. This is very, 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 very needful. All right. 1 second. I'm trying to see if I can join this call on my tab because my PC is about to die. Hmm. Okay, I'm not. Yeah, can you guys hear me now? Can you see my screen? You can see my screen, right? And you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, if you can see your screen and we can hear you.
All right, awesome, beautiful. All right, let me just move to that page I was. Okay, so better. So we talked about create a wait list, set your clear criteria for your wait list. Also, you want to provide special perks as well for your beta users. Next one is to gather extensive feedback. Use your data your beta period to collect in-depth user insights. So, like I said, the goal is just to gather insights quickly from your user, and it's very important, especially if it's your first time launching. So you do that stute launch before you then do your major launch. All right, where you then have you created buzz. But this is very important, especially if it's a product, it's a tech product. This stute mode is very advisable. All right, for tech, like this is your first time coming to the market. Launch stute. Just do some word of mouth to people in the industry. Go into where those people are. Have people just engage it. Don't run major ads. Don't do anything major, all right? And have people start using it, all right? Okay, so that's for stute. I mean, this is for beta. Sorry. All right, so beta 2 is also like that as well, right? When you release your beta version, or even the stute mode is a way complementing beta, because when you first release your beta at first. All right, so the key successful exclusive beta is to make user feel special for being included. All right, so a lot of people wish to feel special because they are included into the beta version. So you release something better and you say you reach out to a set of users. Maybe if you already have existing users, right? Or maybe you've done a wait list, like that I mentioned here. You've done a wait list and you reach out to those people and they start engaging your products. A lot of people love that thing, all right? So this is something you can do as well, okay? So, but you can even, but for your, you can create content. So this is another approach you can even do for your beta, right? So you can create some information, some relevant content, informative content actually, about the problem, about what people are going through, and about how you are solving that problem, all right, and other things that people can benefit. That is even apart from your product, just informative things, but related to that industry, all right. Maybe it could be tips on how to, if it's a fitness app, tips on how to get a flat tummy, all right. You know, homemade ingredients you can put together to get flat tummy, blah, 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 blah. All those things, people like it. So far, you're not spending money. And we talked about that approach where you just share that thing and you tell people to drop a comment, and before they can download it, they need to drop their email. So when they share their email, you already have their email as well, all right? So you can use that approach, or you can even share those comments and tell them to talk about what your product is doing, and then tell them to join the wait list. All right. So when they enter a wait list, they drop their email, then you can add them to your beta, for them to sign up to your beta. So you are not even running any ads. You're just reaching out to them privately because you already have their email. Then you then tell them to sign up and use your product and give you feedback. All right. So we have the Thunderclap launch. Thunderclap launch involves coordinating a large number of people to share your products simultaneously across several platforms. All right, here is how to execute that. All right, listen carefully, guys. So for Thunderclap launch, all right, you build a network. So you reach out to influencers. This is like the buzz of the buzz. It's like when you want to do your major launch. So you do this Thunderclap. So you've done your testing, you've iterated your product, and you are good. Your product is solid. The review from your beta users has been good. That like it's been back to back. But so now you want to scale. You want more people to get to it. So you want to increase your buzz. So here you have to probably increase your marketing spend. So you're getting influencers, partners, enthusiastic users. So you prepare your assets, create a shareable content for your network to use, coordinate timing. All right, I know some people do this on social media, on WhatsApp, where you tell people to share within 9 o'clock. Please share this content on your status. All right, so that can also fall into the category of thunderclap. All right. So coordinate timing. So specific time or date for everyone to share. Provide incentive, offer reward for most impactful share. So for people that share the most, all right, maybe before you share, there's a link to what you share. So if you share and maybe there's a not be a link, sir. There's a you've added a module in your app whereby for every share that you share, there's a counting. So when you share to a platform, I know you've seen something like that before. I know there's a platform I knew I did that before, where if you share to 10 people, you give you you get access to a particular feature, or you get a reward or things like that. All right. So you monitor how they are sharing and things like that, and you give them an incentive for it. It's something also have a way of boosting your growth. So monitor and engage. Be ready to respond to the influx of attention. So when you are getting that level, or when you're doing those things, you should have your social media management team ready. Increase their number as if possible. Your support team, increase the number of account managers, because a lot of questions become, and also have the FAQ ready. All right, have an FAQ ready, such that so for all of the questions that are answering, that you know that is repeated, add it to your FAQ, keep adding to the FAQ, so that people won't be calling you people every time. So add this question to your FAQ. All right. So FAQ just means frequently asked question. All right, for those of you that don't know. So the goal is to create sudden and large scale awareness of your product, hopefully leading to viral growth. So we have what we call the stage rollout. All right, stage rollouts involve launching your product in phases, often targeting different user segments and geographical areas in each phase. Benefits include manageable growth. So you might want to have like phases. You want to launch in phases. So maybe this in the next first 3 months, you're launching in Lagos. No, you're not running any ads, anything in other states. Afterward, you expand to Enugu. You expand to Rivers, Port Harcourt. You expand to Abuja, and things like that. So with like that, you are managing your growth and learning from it, getting feedback and improving on it. And maybe there are some things that might even be specific to some region. You can quickly do the modification as possible, and even manage any risk that is tailored to it, that comes from as a result of that place, of the demography of nature of people that are there. You can quickly manage it, and see how they affect your entire user base, and you can address it quickly. All right. To do this, you create your stage. All right. Whether you want to define your stage you define your stage whether by user type, by demography, or by feature sets. All right. So maybe it's a user type, and you want to release to some certain set of users. All right. So first of all, you might then maybe do your messaging for those user type alone, so that only people that fall into that category resonate first. All right. That's something you can do. But if it's geography, you just need to ensure that you are running those campaigns or your promotion within that demography. You're not going to any other demography at all. And then if the feature sets, you can do that as well. So create a clear timeline for each stage. All right. Communicate the rollout plan to build anticipation. So this is something you communicate with your team, and you build anticipation. Gather and incorporate feedback on each stage as well. So this is important. Piggyback launch. So piggyback launch involves leveraging on existing platform or event to launch your product. All right. So you see that launch on a major industrial conference. So if this event, this is a good strategy, right? It's a very, very effective strategy. Very effective. Especially if your product is a B2B, right? If your product is a B2B, right? And in that industry, they used to have a major conference where every player in that industry comes, right? You might want to partner with the body that is coordinating that conference. to allow you to run a announcement of a launch on that day. All right, so you can announce your launch on that day where everyone gets to see it, and you then have your team, in maybe you've secured a booth or something where your team are there as well to have people engage your product or even ask questions and things like that. All right, and you might then have like a series of launch. Your launch can even be another one. Your launch might not even just be a day. Your launch, maybe launch party or launch showcase or launch or whatever the case is, could be in next 4 days, whereby even people that come there might not be able to engage. You can tell them to come to another venue where you can properly attend to them, where they can demo your product to them and things like that live on. If your product is a live product, but if it's not a live, you can they can schedule meetings where your sales team and account management managers can demo your product to them and all of that. So right on the trending topic, time your launch to coincide with relevant trending topics and events. Partner with a complementary product. Launch as an add-on or integration with an existing established product. We already talked about that previously. So piggyback, so launch on popular platforms like Airbnb did with Craigslist. More on this case study. Next tomorrow we'll be looking at episode with more of a case study on all of these big startups and how they're able to get hack their growth. All right, but we're not going to look at that today, but tomorrow. Okay, because this topic is a very lengthy one. So yeah, the key is to successfully piggyback launch is finding the right event or platform that aligns with your product and target audience. Okay, so that's the end of this sorry about that. That's the end of this talk. All right, so any question, guys? Let me know. Questions. I need questions. Something you've seen before that you've also partook of, or you've seen and you really want clarity on it, or maybe there's a particular growth arc that you've noticed and maybe we didn't talk about here and you want to just shed some light on, or you want me to share some light on. I need feedback, guys. All right, questions or any feedback? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
All right, good. So I need your questions, guys. Any questions? You guys are all good? Or what's your thought about this aspect of product management? Have you ever thought that this was something that you would need to also know about, to really get, really know about, to be an effective PM? Have you ever thought of it, that you might have to find yourself in this aspect of product?
Hello, sir. Personally, I never thought that we needed to know all this. I never thought today's session has been so insightful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Very good. I'm glad that you guys are seeing that. Okay, the slide is a bit blurry, is it? Sorry about that. I would send the slide anyway, don't worry, I'll send it. All right. Any other feedback, guys, or any questions? Okay. All right, so I think there is none. Okay, so we'll still be looking at growth hacking. We're looking at some other aspect of it, and we'll be taking some case studies and just going through some other startup and how they were able to, the approach they were able to hack growth. We're looking at that tomorrow. All right. So thank
Thank you, sir.